there's a recent trend in the craft beer industry about hazy IPAs, hazy beers. Growing up, you always drank the crystal clear lagers. You see hashtags nowadays that say hazed and confused, don't haze me, bro. Embrace the haze, love the haze. So we're here with Ryan, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about haze and see what your thoughts are on it and how it impacts the beer.
Cool. Well, I'm going to start off by admitting up front that at first I was not a believer. I didn't understand haze. I didn't understand why it was so passionately spoken about from one side or the other. My experiences with the haze was at the beginning of our brewery, trying to keep the haze out of our beer, trying to make sure that our unfiltered beer sediment at the bottom of kegs didn't make its way into the pints. And so we've increasingly become known for our clear IPAs. This is Bloomer's Cut on this side right here, crystal clear. It's hopped almost every bit as robustly as our hazy IPA, our sucker hop. The difference is really about the yeast. And the influence of the yeast in the beer and the mouthfeel that it contributes and that it lends itself to. And it's funny, as I was doing some research, originally, the ideas and the premises behind how you make these Northeast style IPAs, it aligned itself almost exactly with the way that we brew our beer here. Hopping during heavy hopping during the back ends of your whirlpool. Dry hopping at certain intervals during the actual fermentation process, all the way up until the point where we've selected for a yeast that purposefully does not drop out a solution, that gives it a little extra fatness and fullness on the mouth, that acts as points for which the hop acids to kind of attach itself to, and to lend itself to that juicy mouthfeel, that fullness, that robustness. And really, it's also accompanied with a softness of the beer. It's not as bitter. It's no longer about the bitter. It's about the flavor, those citrus, those tropical, those floral notes that you get in traditional West Coast style IPAs. It's all there, but it's done without that massive bittering addition at the beginning of your kettle. And so with that, started looking into more of it. Why? What's so important, or what's so special? Why are people so rabidly aroused by this style? And it led me to take a trip back east last week, where we had the opportunity to go to Boston and go to Vermont, go to Maine, and really talk to people that brew these hazy, juicy beers. Talk to people that enjoy these hazy, juicy beers, and to really get a better sense for why it makes them so passionate. And it's incredible that across the board, across all segments of the beer drinking, beer consuming population, style is very well embraced. It's part of what that beer culture back in that area has become. So that's why I'm excited about it. It's not that everything that we do is going to switch over to this hazy approach, but it's one more tool in our arsenal of quality beer. It's one more way that we can develop and refine our craft, because to make this beer, although there's a lot of strong similarities between it, ultimately they are their own unique style. They do take their own ways about them to get them to come out the intended way. And so with that, that's what's getting us geeked out about this haze, and why we are looking to embrace it and to work with it and do more about it. I'd just like to give a shout out in this instance to the guys over at Moonraker for doing what they're doing with Yojo and Dojo, and the tasty beers that they got up there, proving that the Sacramento area has got a variety of people doing some really cool and innovative things with their beer. And we're looking forward to nurturing and helping be a part of a craft beer culture, again predicated on freshness, predicated on making sure that the beer gets into the consumer's hand as soon as we package it, so that way it's you can't get it that same way through standard distribution channels, through the typical beer format. And I think that speaks probably more than anything to why this style is so embraced. It represents kind of that pinnacle of freshness, that really truly fresh squeezed juice. So that's why I get so excited about this style of beer.
Yeah, so we plan to have this beer canned on September 7th. We'll be doing 16-ounce package format of it, and we plan to release it at the Craft Beer Summit as well.
So, yeah, so I mean that's a big part of kind of the next thing that we're going to be talking about, how these cans of 4-packs ultimately will introduce themselves, or how we'll introduce them, and how they'll function as part of what we do at Track 7 as part of our broader offering and array of products.